Just the tonight through the day, but I burn my time and watch it fade away. The sky turns up, the light just goes opaque. A garden grows in time and not the other.
Welcome to or welcome back to Afternoon Glory with Josh Glore. I don't even know if this is episode 10. Did we crack the big 1-0? I'd have an idea if we continued on a weekly upload, but I've kind of shrugged my shoulders and say, it'll figure itself out. I'm in no rush. I wish I could say it was a quality versus quantity issue, but it's not. I'm busy. Speaking of busy, I got a new job offer that I accepted. I'm not there yet. High earning sales position selling giant rope and rickety stools. Killer employee discount. That's all I got. Not even my own bit. Different context. Someone else's bit. Boy, that was my joke of the week. I said it at my current job that I'm leaving. Which can I just say it? I said it all week at and oh boy, that generated some belly laughs, and it was a hoot and a hollering kind of time. I texted a bunch of people. That's a good text. Got a bunch of ha-has and boy, when it came to texting my mom about it, she would not set me up for the punchline. That led to one thing and another, and then I just lashed out at my mom because I'm weak and self-centered and also insecure at the same time. We hashed things out, though. Wouldn't that be funny if that's the end of my mom and I's relationship and we just disown each other and it's just no more. She has no son and I have no mother or father because of the whole kill himself thing. No, we were good. And then I was like, I'll take it a step further, so it would be funny if that was the end of my mom's relationship, but it wasn't. We're still tight-knit. Son and mother, that's still our relationship. Remains the same. It just got off course for 5 minutes, probably 30 minutes via text. Always hard to get your tone read on text. That's fine. Anyways, I wanted to make sure my mother wasn't, a victim of mine. People say, they're always saying, hey, Josh, well, one, they say I can't ever tell if you're being serious or not. And that's fine. It's a blessing and a curse. I'm sure when I'm screaming for help as I go through another day of the misery that life is, and I'm truly screaming for help before I finally say, you know what, this life is just a circus of misery. Let me have at least one little ounce of control. And I pull the trigger, but before that, I'm screaming for help. Yeah, they're going to be like, I can't tell if he's joking or if he's serious. So blessing and a curse. It's ultimately going to be my demise. That's fine. But I took the joke to Facebook. I took the setup, and I don't ever really post on Facebook. I post my little clippings of the show, and I that's about it. And so maybe a single life update here and there. And I've scrubbed my Facebook as good as I could to get rid of the old. I remember I went to college. Oh boy, did I earn that right. The 2 years of college that I eventually never failed a class, but I was like, I'm gonna fail one when it matters the most. Ultimately, ruined my mom's what is it called? Debt. Oh my God, there's so many depressing updates I could give, but I choose not to bore you with that. Just know I'm tired of saying I'll figure it out. So I take it to Facebook and I said, and I don't ever post, so I thought it was gonna be good. I thought this was gonna be the Facebook post of the year, and you already know the joke. I was fingers crossed that I get this high earning sales position and interview tomorrow, or some shit like that. A handful of people liked it, and a handful of people commented saying like good luck or you got this or some shit like that. Basically general type of support. I was waiting for somebody. I did have 2 people in mind that I was like, if they comment, that's who I'm saying the punchline to. And they didn't, and it was really bad, and I just didn't do anything with the comments or likes. And I had felt so guilty that I shared the Facebook status, and I said, "Hey guys, this is I feel so bad. You were supposed to say, what kind of sales?" And I was going to say, giant rope and rickety stools. And that was a Norm bit. But you guys came through with the flooding with support. And I did get a new job. So that did ultimately did happen, that I'm stoked about, and can't wait to do that one. Get to work in the Loop. That's where everybody works in Chicago, the Loop. For the outsiders, a Chicagoan will know what you're talking about if you stay downtown, but it's the Loop. And not 9 to 5, unfortunately. Still hospitality. Went back to the old hotels. I'm sure it's going to be great. He said, gritting through his teeth. No, and then I also work full time, so God knows how long I put stand-up comedy on the back burner, and how often I wrestle with the question, do you work to live or do you live to work? Which I don't have an update on. I don't ever think I'll have an answer for that age-old question as old as time. So yeah. New job. My friend had mentioned that I should do some current events, so I guess I'll give that a shot. Just a quick shot. Now, mind you, I don't have any. This is a podcast, supposed to be kind of more raw. It's already edited down. I'm sure at the time of the recording, I'll try a few punches off the top of my head. But these aren't going to be good jokes. I'd hate to die on a hill and say I'm not ripping off influences or anything. Anyways, my friend Marcel was like, try doing current events. I was like, I'm not a current events kind of guy. And he kind of bluntly said, and don't rip him apart if you disagree. We're all allowed to have different opinions, and I think that's fine, and I'll take any feedback that I can get for the podcast. What if because abortion didn't do good. By the way, thank you. Episode number, I held up 2. Episode number 9 was the most viewed episode I've ever had on of any podcast on a episode date. So that was cool. Thank you. It was a week story of sobriety. Ugh, sobriety. That's so. I hate pats on the back, unless if it's about the podcast. Please. And I only want it if it's real. Sobriety's to me, okay, I'll tangent on sobriety for a second. It's so fake to me. It's so like, I think again, my story was very, very lower percentile than some others who have had amazing stories and comebacks. But I say we still share the same love for the game. And a guy like me doesn't need a pat on the back for that. It's really easy, honestly. You just go through the motions and you just tell yourself no, what feels like 1,000,000 times a day. I'm sure it's not that much, but there's like a little, I don't know. In my mind, it's a little monkey wearing glasses. He's got a little, one of those little suits on. And he's just, I guess, typing. I don't know why he's typing, but maybe he's tallying all the times a day. I have to say no to the urge, and that's all it is, really. And it truly is, in my case, probably everybody's case, but a lot more hurdles to be jumped to get to this point. Not that I'm anywhere remarkably clean. I'm on record saying this. I don't know how long this will be. I'm already aiming to drink at some point this summer, in celebratory fashion. More on that when I guess the time comes. I got a kid on the way. No, I'm getting another cat. No, stand-up special. Yeah, fucking dreams, pal. I just exist. But thank you for whoever checked out my powerful story. Anyway, so Marcel's telling me to do current events. I say I'm not a current events kind of guy, and he's like, well, people are interested. You just like chime in about something. I like that he mentioned Daniel Tosh, or maybe Tosh.0 in the conversation. And I was like, he's good. He listens. Unless if that was just a coincidence off the top of his head. But he said, even like how Tosh.0 did it or something. And I was like, oh, wow. He's like doing a good persuading technique. I don't know. He's like, oh, Josh likes Tosh. I'm going to mention. And obviously, I went a couple episodes. I went one episode. I guess this was weeks ago, and I've only done one new episode since. But he commented on abortion, and I thought that was the funniest episode to date. I thought that was the funniest episode I've ever done involved in a podcast, and I've done like 90 something episodes. So I figured I'd give it a shot, and I already I'm going to read some headlines. And if I tangent like I normally do, although we're 15 minutes in raw recording, I should probably start the fucking scenario soon. So in the world of tech, hydrogen trains could revolutionize how Americans get around. I don't really have a joke for that. I don't even have an interest to fucking click on the article. That was a bad one. We're moving forward. Zelensky. I've already read 2 headlines and tried it. So far, I'm not liking it, and hopefully I can get through this one and keep it in. So we're on the 3rd attempt here. Zelensky, draft age lowered because younger generation fit tech savvy. He's looking for a soft spot on, hey, how can I get more money from the U.S.? Boy, did he hit the nail on the head. Zelensky is, I hear bad things. I was rooting for the guy because he's a comedian. That's got to be tough. Whether they say, I don't know if this is true. I'm not a current events guy, as you can tell. I don't know if this is true because, he's like a real crooked person. In the lens of politically speaking, that's just what I hear on one of the sides. And that wouldn't surprise me if the claims are true. And please, if you're very conservative, don't kill me in the comments here because hopefully ignorance for better or worse. But I would probably turn crooked too. So without further ado, I tip your hat to you, Zelensky, and you can get those fucking 14-year-old tech-savvy, fit boys in the line of infantry and hopefully mold them into the heroes they are. Grindr sued for allegedly revealing users' HIV status. Now, what happened to the good old days where 2 gay gentlemen could fuck and roll the dice on it, and they wanted the surprise. That used to be the rush of male on male fucking. I didn't click on the article. I just that's me. I'm probably the rest of America, to be honest. I just went right for the headline, whether it's fake or real. I don't care. It looks like it's on BBC News. Ooh, that's a good joke. I said that's a good joke. Held my finger up, which I usually don't do, and I was gonna make a point, and then I forgot. I know what joke it is, but I want to use the setup correctly. Fuck it. DeSantis has one of the highest governor disapproval ratings poll finds. You know why? Because he's the governor of Florida. It seems that everyone outside of Florida approves of him. At least there was a period where it seemed like that. And then Florida just filled with the most motley crew of state residents. It's a census of wackadoos come from all walks of life. The DeSantis was probably really riding the coattails of people from plenty of other states. And now the 5 people that pay attention and are politically minded for hopefully better and not worse, say, this guy fucking sucks. So that's how that happened. That doesn't surprise me at all. Pearl Jam's Eddie Vedder says new song Wreckage is about Donald Trump. He's desperate and out there playing the victim. Either Eddie Vedder has done some growing up, or he's selling out of the grunge lifestyle, and which are ultimately the same thing. Obviously, grunge has that edgy cigarette smell type of lifestyle, and you ought to grow up from that lifestyle, and they often I don't know. This is I don't want to sound like that lady that told LeBron James to shut up and drivel, but but maybe these people who came up in the grunge era should either keep defying the social norms or just shoot themselves in the forehead or mouth, where the fuck they did it, or just die of a drug overdose. That's horrible. I take that back, all of it. Eddie Vedder's he's still Joe List, one of my favorites to ever grace my eyeballs comedically. He loves Eddie Vedder, and I love Eddie Vedder by association. Construction begins on high-speed rail line from Los Angeles to Las Vegas. And I don't know if you know this, but they're both called Las Vegas or Los Angeles, but they're spelled different. That's not the joke. The joke to the headline, that was just an observation. That was a fact. Nothing's supposed to be funny about it. The joke being, now when people hit rock bottom in Las Vegas, they have one extra way to fucking kill themselves. And they obviously got to do it. You can't do it in the heart of Vegas because it's going to be slowing down. And I imagine if it's a bullet train, it's going to really, or high speed. It looks like a bullet train, but it's probably not. So you got to do it like, maybe you could do it. But I feel like people kill themselves on these in front of these regular trains. I don't know. I don't think jokes are supposed to be analyzed. All right, guys. I don't know how many of those I kept. Hopefully I kept 2 or 3. And I tried like 7. So there you go, Marcel. Let me know the feedback on that. That was a shit show. And wow, 25 minutes into raw audio, and I haven't even got to the scenario. So let's just get to that. Oh yeah, and then of course, this current event, sort of old news, but it will never be old news. O.J. Simpson passed away at the age of 76. So he obviously outlived Nicole Brown Simpson, and well, I guess he could have died the day after, double homicide then suicide. I guess he would have outlived them. Yeah, that was distasteful, but we're keeping it in. He dies, and that got me thinking, for episode 10, we're officially double dig. Why the fuck not make the scenario murdering my ex-wife and her boyfriend? We're going there. Now, I don't know how in detailed this is. I don't know. I don't know how this will even be funny. I don't know if I'll sound like a madman. I don't know if I'll if maybe one day I do have an ex-wife and she has a boyfriend and I happen to murder them, and then it's going to be a TikTok or whatever trendy social media will be at the time, and they're going to be like, wow, this is eerie. Just know, if that does happen, the purpose of this video was supposed to be insightful and humorous, and when I did it, I finally fucking snapped at the world and said, fuck, I'm not going to make people laugh anymore. So I guess that's the warning. I don't think it's going to happen, but I'm also, I don't know, I was going to say I'm not a betting man. Scenario, I kill my ex-wife and her boyfriend. I'm definitely getting away with it. And here's why. Not because I'm basing this off OJ, but I can't even, so when I'm not a very good liar would be the smarter way and quicker way to say that. I'm not a very good liar. Yeah, do I tell a couple lies here and there? Yes, I'm human. I tell a couple lies. Probably really small lies. I can't even lie without crippling anxiety like seeping in. So if I do tell a lie, I'm thinking of all angles, and I create, like, I have to basically type out like a 1,800 page fantasy world for this lie to live in. I was gonna say stat sheet, and that doesn't sound right. Rap sheet, I think that's the word I was looking for, but it just doesn't feel right coming out my lips. So yeah, when I lie, like if like they're always saying like lie in a job interview, and I really can't do it. It's really hard. Like I just like I don't think I can sell a lie, which is interesting because at the beginning of this thing, they're like, or I guess there is me. I'm like, I get a lot of feedback from people that are like, oh, I can't tell if you're joking or being serious. So that's always been kind of interesting to me. But anyways, I'm 100% without a doubt getting away with double homicide for sure. Whether I plan around the lie or if I do it impulsively, more to the second or third degree, whether it's premeditated or not. I will 100%. Yeah, get away with it. That's just, it's kind of that's the plus side to anxiety. You'll fucking figure it out. And I mean, I would have to start drinking again. That's out of are you kidding me? I just killed my innocent wife and innocent American restaurant waiter. I never really looked into Nicole Brown Simpson or Ron Goldman, and when the news broke, I was like, oh, I'm sure they got a Wikipedia. And of course, Nicole Brown Simpson did. And then, of course, Ron Goldman did, and rest in peace to both of them. But you pull up Ron Goldman's Wikipedia page, and it's like Ron Goldman it says the occupation was an American restaurant waiter. And I was like, holy shit, that's insightful, because I'm an American restaurant waiter. I feel like I can get a Wikipedia page. No, and so yeah, I would have to start drinking again, and I would definitely not go on robbery rampages and then do time for the robberies, or and also have to pay millions of dollars to the families of the murders, and then once I finally get out and did time, go straight to Twitter and tweet about the gridiron and the links on the course. That was just insane. O.J. Simpson's Twitter was at one point the most hilarious thing, just because of the fucking denial, the man and delusion that he's dealing with and how he's dealing with. So yeah, like the drinking's, I gotta suppress. Despite having this all planned out, like that'll still, even though if you 100% get away with it, you're gonna turn back into an alcoholic. And the same reason why I originally continued drinking for years, knowing damn well I'm drinking copious amounts of the hooch. But me being the hooch hound I am, I was like, if I'm too scared to kill myself, why don't I do this thing that makes me feel good, and it will slowly kill myself? But then, I saw the light. But if I just killed my ex-wife and her boyfriend, and the boyfriend is complete speculation. I don't know if the guy was fucking her or dating her. It says on his Wikipedia they weren't. And what's really unfortunate is Ron Goldman knew Nicole Brown Simpson for only 6 weeks. Now that's, again, I don't know if anybody banged anybody as far as Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman go. Now that's just speculation. What's not speculation is the wrong place, wrong time. I think about it all the time in Chicago. Chicago gets a bad rep, and there are areas to keep your head more on a swivel, but there's still things that happen in any populated city, and wrong place, wrong time is indeed a big fear of mine, and I'm grateful to tell the tale and be able to have another day. But yeah, 6 weeks. Now again, the banging and boyfriend thing, I'm just saying that to kind of speed up the phrasing of the scenario. I'm not saying he was her fucking boyfriend. I'm not saying that he's a fucking O.J. Simpson, who was at the time up for debate of the greatest fucking football player in the world. I'm not saying one thing or the other. I'm just saying that he's wrong place, wrong time, and I'm also saying it was her boyfriend for the. What do you want me to fucking make the scenario longer and say? Theoretically, this week's scenario is I kill my ex-wife and this guy that I think she might be fucking and could be proof, could not be proof. We don't know. We won't ever know. That doesn't roll off the tongue. Now I'm just rambling nonsense. I'm sorry, guys. I guess the big question would be how would I do it? How would I do the old kill my ex-wife and her boyfriend? Who might not be her boyfriend at all and just might be a friend that she only knew for 6 weeks and unfortunately passed away. I'm not sure if I could do 7 stabs to the neck and scalp along with a 5.5-inch gash in her throat. Although that plan has actually seemed to be foolproof as far as the legal systems go. I'm sure I'd think about it in theory, but lightning doesn't strike twice. I think maybe, if you've never read it or even seen an adaptation, Arsenic and Lace was a fun one I read in high school, and hopefully I have a good memory, and I'm not mixing another memory with another book or play, I should say, but. Arsenic was like for a time to poison somebody. It was like I guess no symptoms that kids. It wasn't if you gave somebody arsenic and then you gave somebody else rat poisoning. The rat poisoning victim would have more visible shit happen to them. I guess I don't know. But I'm big on poison. But then it's you got yourself. You got to think. I told you I'd think about all the angles, and you can't just be like, "Hey, honey, why don't I cook you a nice meal for you and your?" Well, I don't know if he's exactly your boyfriend per se. I know you've only known the guy for 6 weeks, but a lot can happen in 6 weeks. Are you fucking him? Are you just friends? I know you let him use your car. I can't remember if it was a Ferrari or a Lamborghini. And also this is weird. We haven't talked in some time, and I'm calling you honey, and I want to cook you a meal, And then, so even if she bought all that, I definitely would probably get hey, wait a second, you're calling me honey? You want to cook for this guy who may be my friend or who may be my boyfriend? And that's all nice, but hey, wait a second. You don't cook. That she'd see right through me. She's my ex-wife. She's getting, I don't know what ex-wives get, like half. They just get half. They get half. That's all. Just keep it at half. Oh boy. I hope I get an ex-wife one day. Just so that's my answer. She got a half. She got half, and just end it. I just think, I don't know. It's funny to me. So I think poisoning's out. So we got stabbing and slashing the throat. Although slashing the throat has an asterisk because, like I said, that seemed to be foolproof in the past. And but I have a hunch that one's definitely a lightning doesn't strike twice sort of out. Poison probably couldn't happen with that. I guess I could just shoot him in cold blood, which I am pro gun. And the idea is you never know. That's what people say when they really advocate for guns. They say you never know, which I think good. That does kind of translate. You never know when your wife is going to become your ex-wife, get a boyfriend, and you might want to just fucking murder them in cold blood. You never know. And you'll have a gun available. And just so we're clear, I don't think that's why the right advocates so much for guns. I think it's more self-defense and not rage and revenge. I don't know. I don't know who needs to hear that, but I do think the right advocates guns for a different reason. when they say you never know. So I'm pro-gun, but then there's a stipulation to me being pro-gun. I don't, at least in the near future, I couldn't see myself owning a gun on account of clinical depression and suicidal tendencies. So, God forbid I tap out of life too early and don't get the chance to kill my wife and kill her boyfriend, who may not even be her boyfriend, but she's been poking around with this guy for 6 weeks. Oh, fuck, I always forget about the house guest. I guess, I already have one foot in the grave. I guess I'd have to kill the house guest, too, and make sure he doesn't make a living post-trial. And you gotta forgive me, guys. I know I'm bringing up parallels in the OJ thing, but you gotta forgive me. Like, killing my wife and her will they or won't they boyfriend aren't exactly thoughts I entertain myself with. So I don't have much to work with. I haven't really made a spot in this and noodling around my mind. So I do forget bringing up the OJ thing as a template. I honestly, I think as far as working through this, and as much as this is the most I've ever given thought of killing my ex-wife and her maybe they aren't boyfriend. I guess my final answer would probably be a hitman or woman. That'd be kind of a nice love story. She's like this Eastern Europe, I guess Russian. We were all thinking it. This hot fucking Russian hit woman. That'd be good. And I would pay them, whatever I'd pay a male hitman, whatever the going rate for that is. I also, for comedic purposes, I think it'd also be kind of funny to kick an extra couple thousand or maybe a couple, I don't know what the going rate to kick in something, to make something else happen on top of a murder in cold blood executed through a middleman is. If you know the going rate for an extra favor, feel free to comment that. But I think for a few extra whatever, how much it costs, it'd be funny to drop the corpses off at like a registered sex offender's place of living. Because, the registered sex offenders, they need to register and, make it known where the fuck they live. So if you ever have like little kids like out for school for the summer, they know not to go to the fucking registered sex offender's house, or not to poke around there, or ask to mow their lawn or something. So that's why they got to register. And also, like, those motherfuckers, like, yeah, I mean, at least I have a hunch that these motherfuckers communicate with each other, because they're common pieces of shit and shunned by the world. And I just think it would be funny, the possibility of kicking the hitman an extra whatever amount this favor costs. I don't know the going rate. And they text each other and like, hey, funny thing happened. And they're like, dude, craziest shit fucking happened. I went out to go be a fucking pervert and see if there was a kid riding his like bicycle around the block, and I fucking almost trip over a fucking dead corpse. Dude, same fucking thing happened to me. Tripped over a female's fucking body. And yeah, I was fucking, what do we do with these fucking corpses now? I don't know. I guess we fucking call the police. I mean, we're not suspects. Like, if anything, maybe we are suspects. Like, what if these fuckers have kids or something? I don't know. So yeah, I mean, I guess that's where I'm at in this. I probably feel most comfortable, at least as much time and energy as I gave this scenario, to hire a hitman or woman. And then, oh yeah, to button up that thought, I fall in love with the Eastern or Russian. We were all thinking it. I fall in love with the Russian chick, and that'd be scary, because she could either put a hit on me or just do the hit herself, and then it's just a vicious cycle of people fucking killing their ex-spouses. Thank God OJ didn't fucking remarry. Now I guess the big question is, what tax bracket am I? And how do I get the money to afford a hitman? Because I don't even know the going rates. But I guess, like, subscribe, and don't forget to ring the bell for notifications. And we'll see if YouTube will fund me killing my ex-wife and her will they or won't they boyfriend. I don't know. That's pretty exciting, guys. Wow. That was fun. It was pretty low energy, if you ask me. That was fucking stupid. I just used fucking OJ's little template. This whole thing's insane, and I hope, Nicole Brown Simpson's fucking family and the kids between her and OJ are fucking, I don't know. I was gonna say in good spirits, or at least closure-ish, or just a weight off their shoulder. I don't know. And I hope the old Goldmans are, I don't think they'll ever get the, peace, but hopefully, again, some weight lifted off their shoulders. And I don't know. Fucking, yeah. All right. I think I got 2 questions to answer, or maybe 3 texts to address. I don't know, for the hotline. So, guys, please call or text 719-507-2006 if you want your questions featured and on the old podcast. And I say on a clip on the internet, but I've been tangenting too long with these answers, so maybe the clip will just be a full, like, however long. 90 seconds is my target for a clip, and they've been well past 90 seconds. So keep your eye on you. There's a clips channel that's attached to this channel. I'm gonna figure out how to upload shit to that. By figure out, I mean I gotta get a bunch of clips and shit. So let me do that. Let me take a bubbly break for a second, but it doesn't matter because I'm gonna cut this out. I did get a text message from the last episode, I think. Pissing my pants laughing over the Hector threesome story, which is great. It's also not a question, but I did say comments, questions, or concerns. I was originally, see, I work with this in real time. I was ready to take a dig at who posted this or texted this, but I did say questions, comments, concerns. And I also said what I was going to say is the dig. It was that feels like more of a comment you could have left on the video or something, but maybe you were listening to it. So yeah, if you're listening and if you got a comment, do what this young bright mind did and text me it. But if you're watching, please, if you got anything to say, comment on the video. And that was raw right off the dome. I'm the king of improv, they're calling me, in the city where improv was started and invented. They're saying, wow, even though thing's been around for decades, this guy's he's a fucking king. It's kind of like an Elvis situation, stealing. I steal from all the greats. I got a double text, 2 questions, thoughts on, and I say double text because I like to address people who've retexted, but I got these like pretty close with each other, in the same day. So I do like to address that. I could have passed it off as a separate question, but I like to address when people do. Thoughts on the bean, ? And also the bear. The bean. I remember the first time I visited Chicago, I was real upset. Nobody wanted to take me to the bean. And just to find out, I wasn't too far from it. I thought the bean might have been like fucking, I don't know, in Lake Forest or some shit. At the time, I gun to my head, I couldn't tell you where the fuck Lake Forest was. The bean's cool. I got to put up my picture. It's been under construction the whole time I've been here. And it's sad. And the picture that I showed popped up on here, that was actually a moderate fence. I was just in that neck of the woods a couple weeks ago, and the fence looked more aggressive. And I don't know if this is true or not. I heard they're making it matte. And, I'm trying to post this collection that I've been collecting for like a year and a half now of photos of me in reflective surfaces, like selfies that aren't in mirror selfies, and post it on Instagram. But the bean was going to be the cherry, I guess, the bean on top. And They've taken that away from me. So the Bean's cool, and a good segue as any is The Bear. It's just another show that I didn't realize how many shows take place in Chicago. Yeah, The Bear's fun. I'm interested to watch it, especially that first season, having some experience in the kitchen and food and beverage, and Jeremy Allen White's just fucking. That was the first show I was ever introduced. I watched The Bear before I ever watched Shameless, and I was like, oh, I'll watch Shameless because of this guy, and yeah, it's all fun. I don't know. I can't even recognize any of the scenes that are shot in Chicago, because I'm not from here. But The Bear's cool. I like it a lot. I think that's fun. They were actually shooting something. I was in the loop in between job interviews. That's fun to say, in between jobs. I was in between job interviews, and they were shooting something. I honestly thought it was The Bear, because at one part they were shooting the tracks right above Wells Street, and I was like, oh, maybe they're getting some footage for some B-roll, as they call it in the biz, for The Bear. And then I got closer and closer and saw that they were shooting something. I thought it was for The Bear, but believe it or not, they really do have these director's chairs, like, the ones that are crisp, and they got that linen and then the wood. I think in this day it's like fucking carbon fiber or something. I don't know. I don't make director's chairs. And on the back of it did not say The Bear. It said fucking Empire of some shit. And there was security. Like, I was really trying to walk up to it, and security was like, move along this way. And I was like, shit. Well, I got a job interview to go to anyways. So yeah, Bear's fun, and I'm looking forward to season 3. Bear's good. And the next question is, if you were a zoo animal, what would the zookeepers have to give you for enrichment? I feel like to answer that question, I'd have to pick what animal I would be first, and I would say the only animal I'd want to be is a fucking house cat. Are you kidding me? Those things got it fucking made. Which I was thinking about taking my cat to the park today. Oh, today was Earth Day at the time of the recording. And you know what? I totally forgot it was Earth Day. I made a joke earlier this week, and I was like, oh shit, Monday's Earth Day. I was like, I think I might relapse. It sounds like a reason to celebrate. I was just saying it as a stupid fucking joke. Maybe calling attention to myself. I don't know. And totally forgot it was. And of all days, well, if we got to back up to yesterday. Yesterday, I'm going to work. It's a very beautiful day, as there are many in April. I mean, even in Colorado, I think many states. April has its fair share of nice days and fair share of shit days. It's nice. I'm getting ready to go to work, and it's Sunday. Everyone's fucking doing something. There's these grown men doing softball, batting practice, and field practice. Like, even they got something going on, and I'm going to work. Can't emphasize that 3 grown men are really orchestrating to get some extra practice in for whatever fucking rec league or fucking stupid fucking league they're playing in. I walk by this park, as Chicago has many, and I'm just sitting, and I sit on this tiny curb, and there's a fence, like one of those black barred fence that are about to the chest, maybe even lower, and I'm just like putting my head against the black bars, and just closing my eyes. I'm gonna do nothing for 10 minutes, and try to be present. Not be anxious, not even think about but I got to walk to work and make sure I use the restroom and clock in on time and roll it. I was like, let me just throw that all out of the window and just let me do nothing for 10 minutes and be present. And it didn't last. It lasted 7 minutes, but I thought back to this old Scrubs episode, the show Scrubs, where they're doctors, and sometimes it's funny and sometimes it's dramatic. And I remember this one patient was asking the main character, JD, when was the last time he truly just kind of looked up and just watched the clouds, and kind of like I don't know what the message was, like fucking relax for a second or something. Kind of reminded me of yesterday, and that's why I thought of it. And then today I'm walking back from the grocery store. I ran out of coffee, so I got some coffee. I don't really have the luxury to get a treat, but I got a donut and the old green gold Mountain Dew. And I was like, I'm going to go to that park, and I'm going to, because when was the last time I just looked at the fucking sky and took a moment? So I'll eat my donut and I'll drink my soda, and then I'll just look up at the sky. And so I eat the donut and drink the soda way too fast, by the way. I should have enjoyed it a little bit more. But it was also kind of warm. This is the very front of the cooler. Must have just got stocked not too long ago. I was like, okay, I got to fucking get rid of this. So I'm drinking it like a fucking 16-year-old who's about to fucking take an algebra 2 test at 8 in the morning. And then I get to the park, and I'm like, so I was kind of in the shade because I was sitting at a bench with the food and drink. And then so I'm walking towards the field or the park, the grassy area, definitely looking at my surrounding, because I was like thinking, like, I don't like laying in the grass because people let their dogs shit there. And maybe they do pick up the shit, but then you got to think of the shit that's still on the grass. So they're, nobody's like fucking cleaning each blade of grass off. They ought to, those fucking dog owners. So anyways, as soon as I fucking lay down and look up, I picked the fucking spot right where the sun's in my eyes, and I was like, okay. And I readjusted like 5 times. I was probably on the grass for probably like less than 7 minutes. I don't know. I guess I can't just stay still for a second. I'd like to think that it would have lasted longer if there was clouds in the sky and also the sun wasn't fucking blinding me. So anyways, I did that on Earth Day. I always circle back. So I was going to take my cat to the park, and that's the animal I'd want to be, but that's not a zoo animal, and I'll have an answer after I finish up this next 4-minute chunk. And I was like, I got a little cat backpack with a bubble, and that she can look through, and it's got some holes and shit. And I have a leash as well. And I was like, well, she's not going to really have fun at the park. People might be like watching me because I have a cat on a leash, and fucking cats don't want to be at the park. I mean, especially house cats, but even fucking wild neighborhood street cats, they're not ever hanging out at the park. At least this one by my house. And so, yeah, I guess a traditional zoo animal, I don't know, polar bears would be fun. And I guess to give me for enrichment, that was a question I've had a couple days to think about it. Give you for enrichment. I don't know, fucking Xbox, fucking Coca-Cola, fucking remember those commercials? I don't know, because I'm a fucking animal. They're smart, but they're fucking still pea brains. Probably not polar bear. Their brains are probably, I just think of my cat's head, like my cat's brain. She's a little smart little cat, but her fucking brain is the size of a fucking acorn. I don't know. I wish I could be a house cat. Can I just be the house cat in the gift shop and you give me fucking wet food? Can that be my answer? Are you satisfied with that? I'd like to play along with the questions though. Polar bear. This is something. Polar bears have always been top of the list for me because I always wanted to. Somebody ruined my thing. I used to say I love polar bears. I just want to fucking cuddle one and like roll around with one, and they're like, yeah, you're gonna get fucking mauled. And so I was like, all right, maybe I'll stop saying that one out loud. And so maybe that's what it is. Maybe I'd be a polar bear, and I hope some of me is translated in that, and I would just, fucking just want to roll around with, and fucking cuddle and roll around with a zookeeper, and that'll keep me enriched. Hopefully it's a fucking curvy, in all the right places, fucking hot female, fucking 10 out of 10 zookeeper. I don't want a fucking pimple-faced fucking nerd that knows everything about my species and fucking rattling it off like he's bragging to people. I want to cuddle and roll around with that guy. I would want the fucking hot 10 out of 10, half my age. I'm just kidding. If I was 40, I'd mean it, but half my age is that's not good. They'd be violating child labor laws. So half my age, not desirable whatsoever. And then that comment about 40, that's even grosser because that person is fucking kid. That's not right. No, but I am all serious about the 10 out of 10 banging zookeeper. That would be preferential. Yeah, so there you go. Just cuddles. And I guess it can be a fucking pimpled-faced fuck. Fucking talks people's ears off and bores them with polar bear facts. That's fine as long as, they rub my belly. All the viewers right now are saying, like, does Josh think a fucking polar bear is a fucking dog? There you guys have it. Those are the 2 questions. Three texts and 2 questions. And go ahead and keep texting back because I haven't been promoting the number. And I don't know how much desire I have to because these answers are long. And I thought I was going to be able to short answer them. And, I haven't been able to crack the code on that. So probably no questions next week. That's fine. But yes, please call or text area code 719-2. That's my number. Area code 719-507-2006. And it'll be addressed on the show. Yeah, so there you go. Current events, new job, a fucking Facebook scandal, double homicide, fulfilling a fucking bestiality fantasy, but I'm the animal. Is that what furries are? I don't know. So yeah, that was And the Bear. Circle back. Who knew? That's it, guys. Episode 10. Whoa, that one fucking sucked, but we'll see you again next week or whenever, guys. I'm sorry, my transitioning jobs and I'm fucking just going through a hard time, so I try to record when I'm in better spirits. Also, I'm Josh Glore and I do whatever the fuck I want from time to time, so we'll see you for number 11 hopefully next week, but I usually don't want 2 weeks to go by, so if not next week, the week after. All right, guys, it's still April. Yeah, have a good day.